Here's something that can make your character performances in your writing and animation feel big, meaningful, or at the least a little more interesting. And isn't that what we want our scenes to feel like? I'm Ferdinand for Animator Island, giving you tips, tricks, and tutorials to become a better animator. So the key to making things feel big and meaningful to your audience is to have them feel big and meaningful to your character. And this is a little bit of a trick because we can empathize with something being important to a character because we personally have things that are very important to us. And even if the character cares about something that we personally don't care about, we can understand that sentiment of having something that you care about. There are two ways how you can think about this. First, there are life-changing moments, and you can construct life-changing moments by thinking about them as events that turn your character's life upside down. It from then on develops in a different direction. And stories are full of this. This is a very important part of any good story. There are active life-changing events where the character actively makes a decision, like he decides to do something different or to dare to do what he didn't dare to do before. Or it could also be that he stops doing something that was damaging his life. And there are passive life-changing moments where something is done to the character and the character doesn't have any choice but to develop his life into a new direction, probably because his old life is gone. These are very important parts of any good story. And the second way of thinking about this is from the perspective of the character, from an acting perspective. To think about adrenaline moments. And you probably had a couple adrenaline moments in your life. In fact, the moments that you remember from your childhood are most likely adrenaline moments. And these are moments that were so happy, sad, fearful, or most of the time embarrassing, that your brain was just flooded with emotions and feelings that they got burned into your brain. If you develop a scene and you want it to be an important scene to your character, then you can think about how would the character act if he's in that state where he is very alert and very emotional and very full of feelings. Now you might be thinking, life-changing and adrenaline moments, this all feels extremely big. Like, what if I just have a cute, funny little short film? Does it have to be adrenaline moments and all this stuff all the time? And I actually think the more of these moments you can fit into a story, it has to be believable, but the more of these moments you can fit into a story, the better. Because it keeps the viewer engaged. It keeps us feeling like we're witnessing something big. You could have a character that starts cooking and he realizes that he likes cooking. And that could be a life-changing moment if you play it outright. That could be extremely magical. And I realized this from a previous video that I did. I gave an example for a character lifting a box. That's not a big life-changing event, right? I was listing ideas of how you could make your animation performance more interesting. So the examples I gave were there's a character stealing a safe that will make him rich. There's $1 million in there that will make him a millionaire. A character who's moving a box into his dream house that he finally got. And the other one was an archaeologist who founds like an artifact that is the proof that Atlantis exists. And without intentionally doing it, I created 3 life-changing events. And I didn't even consciously think about this until a commenter on YouTube, G.R. Smith, pointed out, fun fact, those 3 guys with boxes actually are presented at their life-changing moment, each of them. And I found it interesting that I was just doing that instinctively, automatically. And yeah, I have that so in my blood now. You can see even a little animation exercise can benefit tremendously from you being aware or making it a habit to think about life-changing moments and adrenaline moments in your story. And I actually learned in an acting class, I think it was with Ed Hooks, where he talked about, as an exercise, actors would sometimes play scenes as adrenaline moments that aren't adrenaline moments, just to get thinking into another direction or to loosen up a little bit. And oftentimes they did that just for fun, but sometimes they were like, hey, that's really good. This actually is a life-changing moment. We should keep it as that. Think about if your stories, your animations, or maybe even just your animation tests can be played out as life-changing events, because that makes it very interesting and engaging to watch. Soon we will start a big 2D animation class on animatorisland.com, and it will have a lot of free lessons to learn animation. If you don't want to miss it or check if it's already out, please go to animatorisland.com/2D. You can sign up there or start watching the course if it's already out. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.